Alright guys, so today I'm going to show you how we're going to make these cool looking chair spindles right here. And after we rough cut the blanks like this on the bandsaw, I'll show you all the steps that it takes to get to this point right here. So let's get to it. Alright, this is actually my back spindle piece right here. As you can see, you take this and you actually lay it on your blank here and you draw your lines. You cut it out in the bandsaw, you flip it over, you do the same thing on this side. But I'm going to put these out the way right here, and we're actually going to do a chair spindle for the leg. Alright, so now what we're going to do is, basically I'm going to take my square blank right here. I'm going to lay it down on the table, put my pattern down that I have, and I'm actually going to trace this out with a pencil, if I can find my pencil over here. Alright, so I got my pencil right here. So I'm going to line this out. Line this out. Take my pencil, and I'm going to draw out my pattern. Alright, so now that I got my pattern right here drawn on there, it's actually kind of hard for you guys to see here in the camera. But now let's take this over to the bandsaw. Alright. And now I'm going to cut my pattern out. Alright, now I got this pattern cut out, I'm going to make some room on my workbench over here. We're going to rotate on around right here. And here's the pattern here. We're going to flip it down. And we're going to lay out our pattern again. So let's get this flush at the end there. Slide this over a tiny bit. All right, and there's my second pattern right here. All right, so let's go back over to the bandsaw again. All right, here we are. All right, now that we got this piece cut out, I'm gonna take it over to my bench vise here, and I'll show you what we're gonna do next. All right, now that we're at the bench vise, you can see this three-dimensional piece now. It looks just like my pattern here on both sides. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna clamp this in the vise sideways like this, and I'm actually gonna take my spoke shave and start taking all these corners down until all four of my corners end up being an 8-sided piece. But let me show you this real quick too. For my chair seat, I actually have this tapered reamer right here. I've actually made the joint of my chair. Let's see, starting at 3/4 of an inch. I don't know if you can see that, but that's my taper for my seat socket to go in right here. Alright, but now I'm going to take my spoke shave here, and I'm going to come downhill on this section here, or uphill towards me, but then we're going to go downhill this direction with the spoke shave, so we're not cutting into the grain. And then I'll switch directions again, coming back uphill. I don't know if you can see this or not, because this grain is pretty crazy. But you can see I created this chamfer right here, all the way down until here. And we're going to do this on all four of the corners, so we have an 8-sided piece when we're all done. So it'll basically look like this once you're done. This one I still have to clean up a tiny bit, but you get the point of it. So I'm going to keep going with this, so I can show you guys how I do one. And get this a little closer over here for you, so you can see what I'm doing here. So we'll come uphill on this section here, and then we'll switch the spoke shape going back downhill. Alright, and then I'll switch again, coming back uphill towards me. Yeah, I definitely don't have to go to the gym. This is definitely an arm workout. After you get done making all these pieces. Alright, let's take it out of the vise and switch sides again. Come back uphill towards me. I'm going to switch back down. And come back uphill again. All right, let's do some more right here. As you can see, this chamfer is coming out nice. We just keep spinning this thing in the vise, keep spinning this thing in the vise until all these sides come out to an even measurement here. Oop. Like you can see, this side's still a little flat, so I'll actually keep taking this side down and this side down till all of these sides become equal lengths. And we'll do that to the remainder of this piece here. So I'm going to turn it around this way. I'm going to start doing the bottom side of my leg. Alright, let me flip it again. Yeah, it's definitely an arm workout, like I said. This stuff's hard to see the pattern in it because it's so busy. I don't know if you can see that flat edge on there. So I've got this edge and this edge starting to get flat. So now I need to work on this corner and this corner. Yeah, so now you can see all four of these are flat edges now, and I'll keep bringing these down and down and down until all four of these become equal lengths. But that's basically it to a chair spindle, and I'll show you guys in the next video how I actually use this tapered reamer and how to round this socket off to make my wedge tenon. But as you can see here, this is basically going to be that same taper right here, and it's going to go in the bottom of the seat. Thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe. See you later.